They took over the whole music game.
They're leaving tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
California,
Hollywood,
West Coast, West Coast.
What brings you to Cali, man?
Why am I come to California to take over this dancehall thing, you know, man?
Stick with me.
Yeah, man, I mean,
Yo, hold on. Father times.
Father times.
What 100 steps?
Done.
Look at this girl, man.
Yeah, well, I just called you to remind you to come by my shop to see Wagwan.
Wagwan?
What's happening?
This is ED. ED, this is Miss Trinity.
I love your tune, huh?
Thank you.
CD.
Alright.
CD. Boom, bam.
Okay.
Yo, I need something hot.
You know me love you cause you're hot, sexy. Time pump me cocky like you're a jockey. Alright, funny. Slide funny. Start bump funny. Cause you know you got it. Bounce, 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 bounce funny body, girl. Rock, 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 wine. Good boy, now waste your time. I'll make you lose your mind, girl. Bounce, 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 bounce funny body, girl.
So what? How the single doing, Bridget?
It's blowing up, baby.
That means so you have more money there. Run.
Can witness me kill your pussy friend.
When the pizza is the sign out.
I brought it. I don't know if you're going to be seeing it, but I brought it.
The thing is, the man's a ghost, the man kill people.
This is Aidan Doyle, host of New York City's On the Money Show. And what you've just seen was the trailer from an explosive new movie out the gate. Now, you guys are probably used to seeing me host my show, which is a financial service show. And this is a bit of a departure for me today, in as much as I'm here because I am exceptionally impressed with a project that I've come across, to the extent that I've took upon it myself to delve further and to literally support the project from here on in. What I've done is this. The clip you saw was from the Out the Gate movie, which premieres or has premiered on the West Coast early this year and is set for release May the 13th. That's 2 days from now. We're recording on May the 11th in New York City. I have got the stars show, yes, the movie I should say, real life stars of the movie. Paul Campbell next to me. How are you, Paul?
I'm very well, man.
And I have Edie next to me.
Yes, sir.
Co-stars of the show. Now, should be said, Paul, whilst Edie is a new talent as far as movies are concerned, some of you out there will be jumping up and down and saying, I recognise Paul Campbell, and he'll tell you why, but real quickly, Paul has been in Shutters, am I correct?
Shutters, Third World Cup, Dancehall Queen,
Third
The
World Cup,
Lunatic,
Dancehall Queen,
First
and
Sunday.
First Sunday. I actually did a little research before I took this show on, and I googled Paul, and it said in black and white, Paul is the premier Jamaican actor on the planet. So kudos to you if that's the case, Paul. This is also a labour of love for me because the gentleman to my right, Everton Dennis, it's his first project, quote unquote, out of the gate. This is the premiere performance for you in terms of movies, I guess?
My first role with Malik Yoba with Overkill, exact. But this is the first big Jamaican film.
This is a leading man in the making, ladies and gentlemen. It should be said that, as I've said, we're talking May the 11th in New York now. This movie has in fact opened on the West Coast, and out of interest, I'll let Paul remind the viewers how the reviews went and how the public took to the movie.
Well, it happened in Los Angeles. We had a screening.
Right.
And it was very well attended. I mean, Everton was like bowled over. In
movie
attendance.
Star. You guys are movie stars.
Of course, of
you
course.
You are leading men.
Because it's been a lot of work that he has gone through. 2 years of realizing this reality. And here it is on the fateful night. I mean, all of the people have turned up, the red paparazzi going up. It was well attended, and when people were interviewed after the show, the consensus was it was a brilliant film. they said it. You can go to the internet, YouTube, and
Exactly.
find that.
This is on file and viewable, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the rave reviews of the quote unquote opening night in LA. New York is just a bigger venue, in my opinion, and I wish you guys all the success in the world. I have to say, just to put this whole interview in context, Paul and I met professionally a few days ago. This time last week, I wasn't 100% sure who Paul Campbell was. Obviously, I'm now. We met in the middle of a radio interview we were doing for one of my colleagues, and takes me to where I am now. In other words, I was so impressed with the project, how it was developed, you know, how it was literally a labour of love. The fact that it brought a complete one, a relatively unknown person to the forefront by virtue of their own efforts, and it is a major motion picture industry. Now, should be also said that Mr. Dennis is a recording artist in his own right. Am I correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, why don't you tell the viewers what you've done, where they can listen to your music?
Well, I've done Revolution, the remake of the great Dennis Brown, featuring Ira Love. We went to #1 in the islands, in Italy and Japan. We had an album deal in Japan called The Dancehall Celebrity. It was featured on that album. Also, Bounce Along with Miss Trinity. If you all remember Miss Trinity, we did that song. It was number 16 on the US Billboard chart, and it was on Columbia, Japan. And also Rightful Place, which is a soundtrack single now. That's recently on the top 10 chart, and got picked up by Universal Australia. So now we're promoting that track, Edie Rightful Place, which is a soundtrack single for Out the Gate.
I'm impressed. Excuse me, I just want to get Everton's autograph. Real life superstar in the building. You guys, all joking aside, let's put this in context, ladies and gentlemen. This is not Warner Brothers. This is people coming together, not taking no for an answer, being persistent, and just sticking with their dream and getting it realized. We're talking to gentlemen here that have literally opened a major motion picture, which you and I go and pay $12.50 for in US dollars and eat our popcorn. That is an achievement. I am signing up, or definitely lining up on Friday morning when this movie premieres in New York City. You can Google the name of the movie. It should be underneath me, but if you can't see it, simply Google the words "Out of the Gate" and it will be there. You will see I should also additionally make note of the fact that aside from the gentleman next to me, we also have one of our Jamaican favourites, Oliver Samuels, is in the movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure he's going to bring a lot to the table. I'm looking forward to seeing him in a conservative role. I'm sure he's as just as good an actor as Paul is. No disrespect, Paul. And I don't know about you, but I'm here because I can't believe that these guys have done this in the way they've done it. I am totally behind their efforts, and I'm urging all those viewers that watch my show to support this effort. Certainly listen to Mr. Dennis's music, Edie's music, and Mr. Campbell's body of work speaks for itself. I don't know where this is in terms of motion pictures for you, but what is this, number 6 or number 7?
Well, it's been a little bit more than that, and it's been
There's
some
a body
time.
of work behind Mr. Campbell, and it is to his credit that he's lifted his hand, or put his hand out to a colleague and said, and enabled him or shown him the way. So that's why I'm here. I don't normally do this. I'm in financial services, but it's all the same thing. It's all supporting our fellow industry professionals. Those of you that don't live in New York, I'm pretty sure that there is some kind of opening schedule for the movie elsewhere. How does it
Yes,
work?
we are going to Jamaica, we're going to London, we're going to Toronto, and after that we'll open generally, domestically here in the United States.
Okay. That's it for now. You've heard the name of the movie. You've seen the stars tell their story very briefly. You can find the information, as I've said, by going to the website, which is outthegatemovie.com. I will post some links to my site. YouTube will contain the content of this video with some other useful information, and we'll see you at the Oscars. Thank you for your time, and I thank my guests, Paul and
You're welcome.
Mr. ED, for their time too. Thank you so much indeed. All right, we're done.